Good evening, good evening, good evening. I thought we were going to get a countdown, but I guess not. Um, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, everyone. Uh, welcome to the Chicago Clubhouse Network presents the Midweek Bears Report, brought to you by Moore's Beer and the wonderful brother T. Nick. Thank you for looking out for us this evening and producing because we had a lot of logistic issues. But we're not gonna let that monkey stop no show. Um, so we had to pushing the show back a little bit, but that's all right. We still gonna roll. Wait, y'all still. Oh, okay. So, my name is Dia Muhammad, otherwise known as Coach Chef. I'm your coach as well as your stat guy. And without further ado, I'm going to bring on Amp.
Hey, what's going on, Coach Jeff?
How you doing, brother? How's it going?
Man, everything's okay. Everything's okay.
Nice,
hmm
working. Okay.
Hey,
What you do, son? You going to
hey.
do it? Okay. He made the face. Who you making faces at? Okay. Oh, okay. So, how's your week going so far?
Man, so far it's been okay, man. I
Besides the
won't
obvious,
complain.
I
I
still
won't
got
complain. hmm
logistics issues all around. But so
hmm
we still gonna go on as I said before. So Amp's gonna roll with us as soon as we get word on sugar and vodka. She will definitely join us.
Okay.
Um, she says she okay. Just let us know when she's ready. So obviously the show is brought to you by Moore's Beer. Um, and I just want to do a couple updates. Make sure you like and subscribe. I know we're running kind of late today, but that's all right. Like, subscribe, tell your friends and family. Once again, we were the midweek Bears report coming to coming to you from the network of Chicago Clubhouse Network. We would like to say, please tune into all our shows. Obviously, we'd like to tune into Chicago Clubhouse podcast on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Central. T. Nick, JB, Foulmouth, Chris, and Frank the Tank always have a guest. Last week they had former Bears tackle Gerard Bushrod. If I'm saying that correctly. If you're a baseball fan, since the baseball season is not over, we have Emilio Bucks and Kristen who bring us Plunked. One is one is a Sox fan, one is a Cub fan. So definitely tune into that. That is on Sundays, I believe. Yeah, Sunday, Monday. Tune in for that. Um, Typically, we have Sherry Green, or we call her Sherry Bear, who has the show. She said what she said, but she's taking a little break, so she won't be with us until mid October. But shout outs to her. So she typically is on Wednesday nights, and we bumped my good brother Easy. Easy does it comes on Fridays, and he's Pacific time, but I think it's 8 Central. I think it's 8 Central
Hey,
again. 8 Central again on Friday.
hey,
So
thank you, yeah.
those are the shows brought to you by Chicago Clubhouse Podcast Network through Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. That's a lot of words to say. So we just gonna jump right into it. As soon as we get word on Sugar and Vodka, S&V, we will bring her on. So let's just go right into it, man. Bucks Bears last Sunday. We had the noon game. Once again, I was at work, so I didn't watch the game until about, not gonna lie, 11 o'clock that night. And here's the funny story about that. I avoided all social media all day at work. Got off work at 7. I had some logistic issues with getting home. I had to go to a bar, so I Ubered to a bar. And the Sunday night game's on. I'm like, okay, as long as I just watch the Sunday night game and don't pay attention to the ticker and keep my head down, I won't know the score. It's the game goes off and other stuff, other shows start coming on right on the TVs in the
hmm
bar. So I'm like,
hmm
you know what? I get my phone out and I just go to ESPN and I go watch like a 30 for 30 because I'm like, as long as I watch the 30 for 30 and I, put my earbuds in, I can't find out the score because I'm like, I can't let the anticipation of the score fuck me up. And
Right, right,
I,
right.
unfortunately, I looked up at the bar and somehow, some way, the score flashed.
No, because
27-17.
you wanted to see it.
And it blew all the anticipation for me. Even my homeboy, one of my homeboys I was talking to, he was like, "Man, them Bears." I'm like, "Bro, don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Even if they lose, I need to. I can't know the final score. It kills the whole game. Me watching it 7 hours after everyone else. If I know the score, I can't even enjoy the highs and lows of the game because if you know the end of the story, it ruins it." But that being said, I did watch the entire game on DVR delayed. So I'm just going to ask your opinion. What was your opinion of the game?
Hot garbage. Hot garbage. Terrible coaching. Offensive line is same as last year. Same old, man. Actually, they look worse. They look worse than last year. Actually, the offensive line looked worse than last year. We still need a DN. Linebackers play is suspect, and secondary is pretty much non-existent, man. Did I mention coaching?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. That's my quick synopsis of it.
So since you were able to watch it, live with everyone else, actually before we get to that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring on Sugar and Vodka, our new family member, our new sister to the network. What's going on? Crooked Commish. Appreciate you tuning in.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey. What's up, Sugar and Vodka? How you doing?
Sugar and Vodka.
I'm good.
How you doing?
I'm good.
That's what's up, babe. That's what's up.
I know. So you before. Well, I was just getting to just some updates on some things as far as the network updates, and we were talking about your thoughts on the game. What were your thoughts on? Amber was like everything was hot garbage. What were your thoughts?
It's fucking embarrassing. It was the worst game that I've ever seen played in the NFL.
Are you sure? Because we did go through. What's the coach we had from Canada? Mark Trestman. We had the Mark Trestman year. Are you sure?
No, with all the drama.
We had the Dave Wannstedt years too.
Telenova. We made a pop culture article. I mean, we are not just an embarrassment to the NFL. We are broadening our horizons.
You sure? Because the
110%.
last year of the Dave Wannstedt era, we didn't have 1,000-yard receiver or 1,000-yard rusher or 3,000-yard passer. So,
yeah, but we also didn't have rumors of child pornography.
Allegedly, those rumors are not founded.
Allegedly, but still,
those rumors are not founded.
What in the?
Well, you know what?
Well, in the pregame, honey, that's why they're called rumors. I didn't say they were facts; they're rumors. But still, all these rumors going around is just like what, and then nobody says anything. They're just like, oh well, Until Poles, aka the fireman, came forward and had to come out and put all these fires away.
Me and Ep were saying in the pregame show before we came on that the two allegations we heard on social media or we saw on social media was the one was gambling and the other one was the other one going to get demonetized for the hundreds of viewers we have, but the computer thing. That's what I'm going to say. All I'm going to say is that what me and Amp said was if it was that other option, the worst option, as far as just him as a man, then the quote unquote raid, he'd be locked up if it was the other one. If it was child pornography, since we already said it,
of course, anything.
It wouldn't even be allegedly no more. It would have been. It'd have been
right at that point. Yeah, I see my brother popped up. I see my brother popped on. Said Richard Stewart gave the Bears an F. That was my older brother.
So all of you thought it was trash. Sugar and Vodka, you said it was the worst game you've ever seen, which I'm sorry. I've been watching the Bears since the 90s too. This is by far is the worst game. They got blew out by the Colts one year in during the Lovey. It was either Lovey Smith or Dick Duran era, and that was completely embarrassing.
Well, they also lost to the Colts in the Super Bowl, so
you know what?
Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
You know what, Sugar and Vodka? You know what? I am so happy for you. I am so happy for you that was the worst Bears game you ever seen.
Exactly. That was the worst Bears game you've ever seen.
I've been watching them
you
since
missed so much.
since 1975. So, and since
I wasn't around back then.
1975,
It's been some worse
I
games than
watched
that.
Bob Avellini. I
Oh
watched
man.
Vince Evans. Man, it's been bad. It's been bad.
I don't
It's
think
been
anything,
real bad.
I don't
You
think
know, and the sad part about it is like out of all those years, man, watching them draft Peyton, watching Peyton come in and Peyton left, Peyton right, Peyton up the middle. You know what I'm saying? That was exciting, man. Even though they was losers, it was exciting. They couldn't get the quarterback position together. They never could get it right. To this day, since 1975. I mean, even though they brought in Kramer, they brought in Cutler, you know what I'm saying? Time to lie. You know, I'm talking about quarterbacks. I'm talking about quarterbacks. They couldn't get it right then. They couldn't get it right then, and they can't get it right now, man. I'm talking about the whole thing. But go ahead.
We're going to get to that a little bit later. I got a whole thing for that. We're going to get to that later. When we hit those notes. So you all thought S and V, you thought it was the worst game you ever saw. Amp, you thought it was horrible. I don't know. I'm such a person. I haven't seen as many games as you have, Amp, but I've seen a lot of Bears games. But I can't. I'm not going to say it's the worst game I've ever seen. It was more disappointing at the end because even though they played poorly, there was a chance. It was a chance for them to come back since they were down 2017 or 17-20 with less than 2 minutes left or about 2 minutes left, and then that last sequence of play calling. You could say you could blame Justin, but if you call the same screen 3 times in a row, that's the OC. The defense without Alan Williams, but with I almost called him Mark Trestman with Eberflus. I'm sorry, from my point of view, I know you all had really high hopes for the Bears this year, but it looked how I thought it would look. It didn't look that much different because you still don't have the pass rush. You only got one legit pass rush, but he missed 2 sacks. You don't have anyone else getting any other pressure. Your linebackers are still not on the same page. Your secondary is still not healthy. You had Strowman in the slot. You had Eddie Jackson go out. You had the young man, the other safety. He went out for a while because of probably dehydration or some type of illness. It could have been worse. At my point, it could have been worse. As good as Baker Mayfield played, and I had some videos that I wanted to push up on you all just reviewing from last week. And both of you, I remember distinctly you all saying that you were not worried about Baker Mayfield. And when I heard you all in my head, I was like, look, Baker Mayfield is still an NFL quarterback who is starting caliber. He might not be top 10, top 15. If you give a quarterback time in the pocket with those targets, he will shred you. And that's exactly what he did.
He did what he's supposed to do, man. I mean, just drive the car. Drive the car. You don't have to accelerate. You don't have to speed past anyone. You don't have to jump in front of anyone. Just drive the car 30 miles an hour. That's the speed limit. Just drive. And that's what Baker Mayfield did. He did nothing spectacular.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get the ball to your talent and let them go to work. And that's what he is at this point in his career. He's a former Heisman Trophy winner. He was a number 1 overall pick.
Heisman Trophy winner doesn't mean shit.
But look, once again, like I said, we're going to have trouble no matter who the starting quarterback is, because when you're an NFL quarterback, if you have time in the pocket, you're going to have a field day. It doesn't matter who you are. You're going to have a field day regardless. Hey, go upstairs with your mama. Now, you just told me no. So that's what I thought of the game. I thought that as poorly as they played on both sides of the ball, they were still in the game at the end. What's going on? But you know what I'm saying? For them to be in the game at the end down by only 3. Okay.
And what?
I'm
them
just saying,
being down by 3 at the end of the game, and what? You watched it later on. So I still watched what? You thought what?
The fact that they were in it down by 3 in the fourth quarter with a chance to go down and take the lead or tie, as poorly as they played, they were still in the game. And sometimes in football it happens that way. There are
You
teams that
actually
should
thought they
win.
were in that game. You
You mean
could sit
down
there
by
and say that
3?
they were in that
Can you
game.
not be in the game? Can you
He's
not?
just happy. He's just happy that
I'm
his
not
guy
happy. I'm not happy.
finally caught the
No,
fucking ball for a touchdown.
not happy at all. I'm just saying the reality is when you play poorly as a football team and you're in the game by 3 and you have a chance to take the lead or with the last drive of the fourth quarter, every week a team that shouldn't have won is still in the game for some magical reason because it's still football. Anything can happen.
Favorite player finally caught the ball. Good job.
That my favorite player is not on this football team, so I can't talk about that at all. But with that being said,
Sure talked about it a lot last week.
Let's see. With that being said, I just want to stop real fast just to do this. Please like and subscribe to the Chicago Clubhouse Network. Please like and subscribe to the Midweek Bears Report. Please like and subscribe. We need all the algorithm to get you all to tune into us and watch us debate about the Bears' previous game and the Bears' current upcoming game every week on Thursdays, unless otherwise. Typically 6 p.m. Central, but today about 9 p.m. Central. But that's all right. So just want to jump that in just because you got to make sure that the people who tune in, if anyone who's tuning in, please like and subscribe, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, or you're on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Okay. Next thing, let's see. That's what I want to get to. I want to get to the midweek drama. I want to get to the midweek drama. We have some quotes from Justin Fields that we're taking possibly out of context. We don't have a DC anymore. We have national media who's giving us all the love, but all the hate and having so much to say. Hey, chill out, brother. You want some screen time? Yeah. Okay, here's the screen time. That's the screen time. Yeah, you have to say, but he was watching the game with me for a little bit. Okay, so what do you all think about the comments made? Well, Justin Fields made about why he's playing robotic or why he's second guessing himself, which is the major thing. Your mental state in the game as a player, especially at the position of quarterback, is very key. What do you all think about his statements and then his sort of recanting of said statements because of what he said? The media took those out of context, which is true and false at the same time. What do you think about those comments?
Go ahead, Sugar and Vodka. You first.
He spoke truth. He spoke the fucking absolute 110% fucking truth. Why he had to go back is because they went after Coach Fuckus or Flus or whatever his name is during the press conference, and he was kind of like blindsided by it all, and he was like, so I'm sure he went back and said, no, you need to go and clarify because that is not what you meant. So then he had to come and play nice and be like, well, the media, and just like the whole thing with DJ Moore saying, well, the hot mic moment. I'm sure they're going to make him clarify that that's not what he meant, that the media just took it out of context. And it's a bunch of bull and it's ridiculous. And it made me so beyond angry that he had to go back and clarify. No, you don't have to fucking clarify. Like even through the thing, I was like, blink 2 times if you need help.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people like that come because I swear he looks like he's in that movie Get Out at this point. It's just ridiculous. And then that horrible that hug today, that fake as fuck hug was just, it was embarrassing. It was so many things that I can't even say on a podcast, but it was ridiculous. And that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen or heard. And it was only and it's in front of the media. And it was like, oh my God. And then the music playing in the back that we're all right. I mean, it's a joke. It's a circus. And they've just made everybody clowns, including the fans.
All right. Ooh.
Before I get your opinion, we had a comment from Richard Stewart who said that he's been the same quarterback for 3 years. I would vehemently disagree, but I'll save my opinion until Brother Aaron, go ahead. What you got?
Yeah, that's my older brother. Check this out. What Justin Fields said was true. He's a quarterback. He's a quarterback, man. You know what I'm saying? So he knows what his mind, what he can do, how much he can take in. He knows. He knew it in his rookie season. He knew it in with his second offensive coordinator how much he could take in, which is evil Getz. Man, I'm gonna get to that. Getsy. He knows, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, I'm used to playing a particular way all my life. We get that. And what I've seen this year only as far as change in him is his throwing motion. He has a professional throwing motion now. Now his processing, I don't know if it's too much, like he said, because it looks that way. It looks that way. Anytime you stand in the pocket 5 seconds and expect to throw the ball successfully, you got to be thinking like a lot. You know, when the average quarterback takes 2 seconds to get rid of it, 2.5 at the max. So maybe they are trying to feed him too much. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like watch film from last year, man. Well, and we said this last week. Move the pocket. Move the pocket. That's what he did last year. Move that pocket. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious. It's obvious from just my point of view, my opinion. He's not a pocket passer. We can see that. So why do you have him trying to pass from the pocket? Well, and your offensive line is garbage. That's it. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not going to tremendously disagree. I think that the comments today were obviously they were true. It's a weird dynamic we have with fans and the media and athletes. Fans want players to shut up and play, but then when you give an opinion, or they want personality. Fans always say, "We want to know what you're thinking. We want to know about your background, and we want to know about you. Tell us about you." But then the moment a player opens up with truthfulness from his heart, then it's like, "Oh, you're a cancer. You're throwing your team under the bus. This and that. You're the quarterback. You're supposed to take everything on your shield, on your chest, and you're just people like you're supposed to do a Russell Wilson, who's one of the worst. Oh my God, I cannot. Russell Wilson and his interviews are the worst. He's got to be the most boringest human being on television I've ever seen.
He is kind of tiring. Yeah,
it's like every quarterback in the NFL goes to the quarterbacking media school of don't say anything, just say we give our best, we give 110%, and we're a team.
We have to watch film Monday.
We're on the grindstone. So I think that with speaking truth, you're going to get vitriol regardless. If you don't tell people what you think, people are happy. But then again, as when you play the game, especially at his position, being that upfront is going to get you the same thing. It's going to get you people.
I think he got tired of sitting through every fucking press conference and having to copy what
coach speak. I mean, a football speak. Yeah,
and just say it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
It's a double-edged sword.
Well, yeah, we're 0-3, but it is what it is. Well,
it's a double-edged sword.
You know,
most definitely.
So of course he had to finally speak truth, and then as soon as he did speak truth, then the coaches were like,
"I don't think the coach said anything.
You can't say that. You need to go out there and clarify that shit."
I don't believe the coaches said anything. What I
think they did. 100%. I
don't think they watched. I don't
100% think they did.
I don't think they watched TV. And sometimes at that level, you're doing so much stuff.
They attacked him for what Justin Fields. He's like, well, did
the media? I'm not blaming the media.
In the same press.
What I'm saying is that when the media puts up, those
fans that are talking shit, they have hated him from the get-go, and those are the same ones that are against him that have been against him since day one. Period.
I'm not disagreeing. Well,
no matter what he does, he will not change. He could win the Super Bowl, and they'll still talk shit.
That's very possible. That's the same about anybody, though. We see it in college with Coach Prime. But as far as he goes, it's the double-edged sword of all you saw on every headline, news ticker was he blames coach. They don't have the whole interview. They don't have the 12 minutes. All they have is that snippet. Why are you playing robotic? Well, I think it's coaching. Well, in a sense, he's saying the overwhelmingness of being coached is making him play more robotic and not natural. But I don't think he was intentionally saying the coaches are making me play robotic. He's saying that I'm being overwhelmed.
It was the full press conference. Conference where they interviewed him fully, and then
when he says,
the coach came on afterwards, and then I do think the coaches.
You're saying that
need to
coach.
Go out there and clarify, because they just came after me, and you need to go and clarify. And I'm sure DJ Morris hot mic. I will not be surprised one bit if he will also have to come out and clarify that is not what he meant, and that the media just ran away with it.
DJ Moore won't have to come back.
No, he won't.
And far as Fields goes,
we'll see the next press conference.
Far as Fields goes, you know what? Check it out. It's on. He doesn't have to watch the coaches don't have to watch the news.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Exactly.
Every time we become national, the Bears become a national story. It's over. It's over. You know what I mean? Now, me personally, I think it can be turned around. I think it can be turned around.
It can always be turned around. It can always be turned around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not giving up.
They won't allow it. They're not going to allow it. They're not going to allow it. They're not going to allow any change.
Yeah, it looked atrocious. It looked bad. It looked bad.
They're not
You know
going to allow anything to change.
But any given Sunday, let's not forget, any given Sunday.
Because they don't want to be proven. They don't want to be proven wrong. So they're not going to allow it.
That's very true in a lot of senses. Now, just moving on from the comments from our QB number one, let's move on to the controversy, or the alleged controversy with former, I think his resignation, the former DC Alan Williams. We knew as of last Thursday that he wasn't going to make the trip.
Mm-hmm.
So him not making the trip, we didn't know what that was about. There was speculation that he's going to be fired by Eberflus. Eberflus is a cloak and dagger type of coach, not giving you anything. He's the definition of football coach speak. And then we find out that he wasn't there. Then we find out via a letter. I think the letter allegedly was put through by his personal lawyer, maybe not, about his health concerns. So now you got all this social media, and we saw it in our group chat for our network. But if you on any social media, it was allegedly, first it was something to do with child pornography. Then it was, is he betting? All I know is, I'm going to get you all's opinion. I'm just going to make this real quick about that. If he's no longer the DC, whatever the controversy is, it will eventually come out, whether it's truly health, which is the gambling, which the NFL takes extremely serious, and it's actually more of a black eye for football and for the Bears. Obviously, the child pornography is a huge thing if that is the case, which I don't believe, because like me and Em said in the pregame show, if it was child pornography, this story wouldn't, it would have made news already.
But the players didn't know anything that was going on. They barely came out and said, I found out the same time as y'all. We were told
not
nothing.
The gambling, but they said
why weren't they
there was a rumor. There was a rumor that
I'm not talking about the rumors. I'm talking about him resigning. They knew, and they didn't tell the players. They were like, "We found out the same as you all."
Yeah.
That came down. That came down. What's today? Thursday. That came down. Was it Tuesday, Wednesday? The official.
No, what Silver is talking about is what Brisker said.
Oh, okay.
Like he has yet to be told. The team has yet to be told. The defensive side of the ball has yet to be told that Williams has resigned.
And he wasn't the only one that said that.
That was today. Yeah.
It was kept from everybody, and it was like, why would you not tell them, hey, he's going to resign. It's because of health issues. Don't worry about it. Instead, think
about it,
you do know the media
health issues, and you're a coach in the NFL. Who has the best medical insurance besides a coach in the NFL?
I don't know. They'd be fighting for their health benefits for decades now.
So you retire? Think about it. Does it make sense?
There are a lot of coaches who leave because of health in the middle of the season. He's not the first.
Yeah, I said,
it's health issues. It wasn't a big deal. So the players.
He retired.
Right.
When you retire, you lose your benefits, Chef.
I don't understand that, but I mean, he's not a player. He's not a player. So that's the we don't know any. I don't know anything about
I don't know how
the correction bargaining agreement with coaches. That's completely different from players. Those are two different things. Like, when you pay coaches, an organization doesn't put that toward the salary cap, only players. That's a completely different money pot and union. If coaches have a union, I don't even know if coaches have a union. I know players union is completely different from understanding what coaches have. I will say that as far as the news, the Bears defensive players not knowing it. It happens all the time. There are players who get traded and they find out. They don't get to find out from their agent or from the team. They find out on ESPN ticker. So it can happen. Players typically find out news after the media gets hold of it.
That's different. If you're getting rid of somebody,
come on, Jeff. Come on, man. Come on.
This is big, and over a health issue.
They knew last Wednesday or Thursday that he wasn't going to make the trip, right? Last Wednesday or Thursday, and then he comes out yesterday with this letter talking about I'm resigning. And so between last week and yesterday, no one has talked to the defensive side of the ball and said, "Hey, you no longer have a defensive coordinator," which they never really did. Don't get me started. You know, because even if this was calling all
but as a player, you don't concern yourself with that in game week. If when I play football, when you know,
that's the connection to the head coach.
It's a big thing.
Especially when the coordinator. He is the connection to the head coach. What do you mean you don't concern yourself with him?
Playing football, being on the team, when someone doesn't make a trip, you don't know why they don't make the trip. You just know that they're not there. As a player, all you do is carry on with your job, your business.
That is not what I'm saying. You said it doesn't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? That they weren't told. And I'm saying that it does make a difference because he is the plug. Yes. So you're just telling me, but why do we need defensive coordinators? If it doesn't make a difference. Who do the players go to on the defensive side of the ball? 90%, 99.9% of the time,
it's a realistic possibility.
Who do they go to? Do they go to the head coach or do they go to the coordinators first?
They go to their position coach first. They go to their position coach first. They spend more time with their position coaches, the linebacker coach, the DB coach, the DN coach, the outside linebacker coach, the slot coach. There's so many coaches. You go that, but way before you go to your DC.
On the defensive side of the ball, where do you think the position coaches go?
They report to the defensive side of the ball, or since they didn't make the trip, they report to the head coach because the head coach runs the defense. That's his part of his scheme. So, I mean, we're gonna have controversy with that, based on, not knowing the true story behind that. So, do you all, being the fact that we watch TV and we're on social media, how about the national perception of the Bears? What have you seen differently? Like there was a report, Stephen A. Smith, he said he's not reporting this. He says, just like all of us, we're perceiving what we see on the field, that it seems like Justin doesn't want to be in Chicago. That's one opinion. Then we had Dan Orlovsky, who said that he 100%, not 100%, but he more than likely puts a lot of blame on Getty because they called 3 screens at the end of the game. That's what the defender said before the interception. If you go back and watch the last 3 plays, they ran a screen, then they had a penalty, but during the penalty for the false start or whatever it was, they were setting up for a screen, and then they run the same play to the same side, the same formation again. That's Getty 100%.
I agree with Daniel Greenberg.
Let's clear this up. Give me 1 second, Smith. Give me 1 second, Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to say this one thing. So let's clear this up right now. That last play on the 5-yard, on your own 5-yard line, right? What coach with any kind of offensive talent will call a screen on your own 5-yard line, knowing that your offensive line is makeshift. First, just period. On your own 5, you call a screen. I mean, come on, man. They weren't trying to win that game. They're incompetent. The coaches are incompetent. Whatever, man. Whatever. And then you heat it up again, man. Blood pressure went up Sunday. That's gonna go again.
It might go. It might go up in a couple minutes.
Breathe.
Yeah.
It might go up a couple minutes when your segment comes up. So that's all you're seeing on national media, whether it's ESPN, Fox, whether it's the Chicago media. You're hearing all of these things about his body language or what people think. No one has any actual insight. All you're going to get is our opinion, what we think we see, how we perceive what we see from how they were on the field, from the mic'd up from DJ Moore, who had his first 100-yard game as a Bears receiver, from the coaching staff in the pregame, the midweek medias, because I watched that. Even Gessie, because obviously he's a coach now, former college player, excuse me, he even says, one of the reporters asked, and they were like, you know, we heard, I asked Shaq Barrett, I believe, who had the interception, right? We asked him how did he get the pick, and he said they ran the same play 3 times in a row. It was like they were giving, they didn't give it away. And Betsy said something to the effect of, you know, I think he lacked accountability. He lacked accountability for saying, he tried to excuse it by saying, oh, well, Tyree Carter, he tried to hold him, but you know, great players make great plays. And that is true, but great players are always going to make plays if you make it that easy for them.
110%.
You know what? That play, there is no justification for that play. You can't run a screen. You can't run a screen from your own 5-yard line up the middle. Middle from your own 5. You know what I'm saying? So your quarterback is either he's going to take a safety, or it's going to be just like what happened. Shaq put his hand up. Man, how long has Shaq been in the league? That man knows how to
run the screen, but you can't run a screen inside your 5 if you ran it the 2 consecutive plays right before it.
Period.
There's no setup.
Don't run it up the middle. It doesn't make any sense, man. It makes no sense. And to me, what it showed, like they don't have faith in Justin Fields to throw a screen. The out pass. They don't have faith in him. That's why
it showed incompetency.
But think about that. Now, it's a more of an indictment on the coaching staff, especially Getsy, because the series before that they scored, it was 3 consecutive strikes, awesome passes. The wide field pass to DJ Moore. The other pass before the next pass, I think, was to DJ Moore as well, and even the touchdown to Claypool. That was the drive right before they got the ball back. That was literally the drive that put him within 3. So you let the man throw the ball. You let the young man do what he do. You let him go 20 yards, 15, 20 yards in 3 passes. He went 60 yards essentially in 3 plays and a touchdown. And you come back inside the 5 and you run the screen once. Right? We get 8 yards. Then you get the false start. But with the false start, like we said, it's a screenplay. And then you don't change the formation. You don't give a motion. You don't run since you love the screen so much, you don't run it with another player like a receiver. You run the same damn play.
You know, even if they would put somebody in motion, Chef, it was predictable. If they would have ran the tight end in motion. You know what I'm saying? Or the running back put him in motion. It would have been the same results. But it was too predictable, like you said. Like you just said, it was too predictable.
But the fact that you don't even change the variation of how you do something makes it even worse. It's more of an indictment of your incompetence. So that's the national media and their perception. Even saying that Justin Fields, or even the national media perception. So we're going to get more into that. The national media perception of, if the Bears don't keep Justin Fields, who do you all want them to draft? And to me, it doesn't matter who they draft. The Bears have a 100-year history, no matter who the GM is, the president, the coaching staff, the OC, the quarterback coach. It doesn't matter. The Bears are the only NFL team of 32 teams that has yet to have a 4,000-yard passer. There are current NFL players who are receiving, like Justin Jefferson, who are not even 28 years old, who, if he was a Bear, he would lead the Bears all time in receiving. So that means we can't develop receivers. So we can't develop quarterbacks. We can't develop receivers. I don't want to hear any more about the monsters of the midway. This is not the 1940s. This is 2023. Here's a side effect. Did you know that Jay Plummer? I'm so sorry. Not Jay Plummer. He played for the Broncos. Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler. The year before he became a Bear, before they traded him, he threw for 4,000 yards.
Yep.
And the most yards he ever got to as a Bear was 3,800. And even he slanging. I'm not gonna say slanging Jay Cutler, smoke a square Jay Cutler, couldn't put up 4,000. And he had at one time It all he had a tight end that put together almost 800 yards of receiving. He had 2 6'5" receivers, Alshon Jeffrey and Brandon Marshall, and he had a 1,000-yard catch running back in Matt Forte, and he still couldn't accumulate 4,000 yards passing.
Okay. And so what's your point, Chef? Because I can go back. What you're saying is all true. All that is true.
That's an indictment on the ethos, the energy of the Chicago Bears offensively being anemic. The word is anemic, and we're saying year in and year out. That's the national perception. Because all we saw, Sugar and Vodka. How many memes you saw on social media? Justin Fields is 5-22. Mr. Trubisky, I get those memes now. Mr. Trubisky has more of a 300-yard games. They're not the same thing. Their situations are drastically different. I don't want to hear anything comparing Justin Fields and Mr. Trubisky when Mr. Trubisky spent his entire tenure with the Bears with a top 15 defense. And one year they were number one. So those situations are not comparable.
So what does that tell you? So what does that tell you? What does that tell you, Coach? What does that tell you?
People nitpick. That's what it tells me. If you're nitpicking stats from a guy who was destined to be a career backup, I'm sorry. Those who have followed me or those who have gone to blows with me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, I was never a Mitch Trubisky guy. I wasn't a Mitch Trubisky guy when he's in college, and I'm a college football watcher. I watched him in college at North Carolina. He wasn't impressive there. I almost wanted to break my TV if I could afford a second one. When they drafted him, they traded up for him while the damn San Francisco 49ers can get rid of a quarterback who's a bust and still be successful. That's what I'm saying. The national narrative is that if you go to
check this out.
Chicago is where quarterbacks and receivers go to die.
You can poll 100% of Bear fans today. You can run a poll 100% of Bear fans today. When Mitchell Trubisky got drafted, 99.9% of those Bear fans are going to tell you, man, that was a horrible draft. And so I'm trying to get where you're going.
80% of those 99 didn't even know who he was. That's even worse than the indictment. I said after 99 who didn't like the trade, 80% of them didn't know who he was. So we were just talking about the national, the midweek drama about everything in social media. That's what we were accumulating in this segment, was just everything that's going on since not even since Sunday, since Tuesday. All of this is 3 days worth of media.
Yeah,
the memes, the segments on ESPN, First Take, Get Up, NFL Network. They all encompass today's Thursday. We've been talking about the ineptitude of the Bears.
Don't forget pop culture. We even made it on pop culture now.
So with that being said, you're a fan of the Bears. I'm a fan of the Bears. So when that happens, because it's not like this is the first time this has ever happened, right? Where the national media gets on the Bears train, and it's never for a good reason. You know what I'm saying? Not since 2005 when we went to the Super Bowl, and you know what I'm saying, and lost. When the national media starts talking about the Chicago Bears, you know what I'm saying? What's next? What normally comes next? You know what I'm saying? Sugar, check it out. Coach's head's gonna roll, man. Heads are gonna roll. Whether it's right or wrong. Whether it's right or wrong. And
they'll just go the other way like they always do.
Yeah, hey, check this out. We're just 3 games in. I'm telling you, heads are gonna roll.
It's been a hard season to be a Bears fan.
I'm telling you. Whenever this happens, when national media starts talking about the Bears, heads are gonna roll.
I already have enough stress. We're already into week 11.
Yeah. I'm thinking what I am shocked and surprised about is that it's happening so soon. You know what I'm saying? Normally it's 8, 9, 6, 5 games in.
2 weeks in, and we're stressed.
This is 2 games in. We're 2 games in, and national media are talking about the Bears. This is not good. This is not going to end well. Trust me.
At all.
Unless they find a way to turn this around, man. You know what I'm saying? And let's say give Justin Fields some leeway to, move the pocket, You know, let him run if he feel like he got to run. You know, move the pocket for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't throw the out pass. Not now. I don't know if it's too much in his mind. He can't throw that. He can't throw a curl route. He can't. I don't know if it's in his head or is he trying to, you know what I'm saying? But he just can't make that throw. He can't. And even on some of his screens, when you're seeing like DJ Moore when he broke it the first time for 60-something yards and a touchdown, he had to scoop that ball off the ground. But Justin Fields he's changed his throwing motion. He no longer, like when he was in college, it was almost like a whip. But now he actually takes it, keeps it where it's supposed to be, boom, lets it go. He's not letting it go fast, but it is professional motion. You know, so I'm saying, like, you know what? Unless he turns it around, whenever the national media gets a hold to the Bears, you know, and it's regular night. I just thought I got a lot of stuff going on personally, and I just turned the TV on today, man, and I'm like, I went from Pat McAfee to ESPN to the NFL Network, and it's all, man. I'm like, my goodness, you know what I'm saying? Because I haven't been paying attention to that. And yeah, go ahead.
You giving the people what I want. I'm trying to get to your segment, brother.
Okay, I got you, bro. I got you.
I'm trying to get there, and you giving me.
Okay.
You already giving it to me. I'm trying to set you up for it.
Oh, there's so much. There's so much to give, bro. There's so much to give.
I was trying to set you up, and you was giving. I was like,
when you stepped away, somebody had to take the reins, baby.
Okay.
All right.
So
go ahead.
We want to introduce a new segment, one of many, but a new segment. The new segment that we gonna get some technology to where we're gonna have, like, you know, your face on it, and, you know, we're gonna make it look real nice for you. But the new segment we want to show our viewers is called Amped Up. We're going to we're going to intro this as we're going to give Amp 2 minutes of a full rant, unadulterated. Get a swig of water. Yeah, get a swig. Get your.
Oh yeah, I'm good, babe.
And I'm good. I got to stop the clock for you.
Let me know when.
Now the goal of this is every week you're going to give you 2 minutes to rant about whatever you want to rant, but the goal is to rant about something different every week. We don't want to get stale with the rant. So hypothetically, if you rant about Getsy for the next 2 minutes, you can't rant about him next week. You got to find something else to rant about. Okay?
Got you.
Everybody good? All right.
Understood. We're good, baby.
All
We're
right.
good.
Here we go. Oh, here we go. Stop clock right there. Ready? Go ahead.
Man, I want to talk about the organization. A total inept organization has no clue about running an NFL team. Let's start with the mother. Let's start with Virginia McCaskey, who's old, right? So she gives the team to her son, who openly admits that he's just a football fan, who then turns around and hires Poles, who's never been a general manager, who in turn hires Eberflus, who's never been an offensive coach, who in turn hires Getsy, who's never been an offensive coordinator. He was Sharon Rodgers. He was Sharon Rodgers' coach, and everybody knows that Sharon calls her own plays. So what are you doing? And then in turn, Eberflus hires Williams and takes the reins from Williams, and he's doing the defensive play calling. So it's just a whole mess of inept from the top to the bottom, man. And check it out. This won't change until they sell the team. I'm saying I got a little bit more time left. Oh my goodness. Until they sell this team, ain't nothing gonna change. Because you know why? If nothing changes, nothing changes. You know what I'm saying? They can get some real money for it. The team was already worth billions, but now we got land in Arlington Heights. You know what I'm saying? So sell it, man. Sell it. You know, Poles is over his head. He's over his head, and this is all part of the organization. He's over his head. I heard his press conference today, and he's over his head already. 2 games in, and it started from the top. It started from the top. He looked nice and fancy. He's well spoken. Don't have a clue. That's my rant. I'm amped on that. I'm amped up about that.
Man, that took. Hey, you almost was like, man, you looked up, was like, God damn, I got another 30 seconds. Hey, so once again, that's one of our new segments. It's called Amped Up. We give Amp, the man who's been a fan since '75. We give him 2 unadulterated minutes, uninterrupted, of that hot fire of you going in on whatever you want. And going into week 3, leaving week 2, was about the organization from top to bottom. Okay. Now, next segment. Obviously, we got to talk about the preview. The Bears going to Kansas City to play the Chiefs and one of the most talented quarterbacks any of us have ever seen. And if you say when you've seen a more talented guy than Patrick Mahomes, I want to know who it is. The only person close as far as talent, unfortunately, is Sharon Rodgers. Even my woman in the background said Aaron Rodgers. Even she knows. She didn't watch them. Ain't nothing worse than watching Aaron Rodgers getting chased to the right, and you're like, oh my God, on 3rd and 15, he's going to find a way to complete it. But with that being said, they play the Chiefs this Sunday. It's a noon kickoff Central Time, and they'll be in Kansas City.
No, they moved to the it's 3:15. 3:30. Yeah,
oh,
they moved
right. It's a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday. It's the Fox primetime game. My bad.
Yeah.
Fox 3:15 primetime game. My apologies. They play the Chiefs. The Chiefs, who are 1-1. They lost to a division rival in ours and the Lions. They did beat the Jaguars last week, but they do not look like the Chiefs of old. You can say that. Patrick's not even 28 years old yet, or maybe barely. So that offense is not clicking on all cylinders. That defense, once they got Chris Jones back, though, man, that if you talking about somebody not being, I'm worried. Chris Jones worries me. So they play the Chiefs this Sunday, 3:15, and I don't think any of us have them winning that game. But with that being said, let's break it down a little bit. So
check it out. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say.
Check it out. So you said let's start with Chris Jones. He sat out a couple of games. You know what's gonna happen?
Sat out one game. They lost that game, and they were like,
you know what's gonna happen?
It was like Emmitt Smith in the 90s. It was like
you know what's gonna happen?
He's gonna run wild.
Recap.
What's gonna happen is he's gonna get his groove back Sunday.
He got it last Sunday.
He's gonna play lights out, man. He's gonna play lights out. You know what I'm saying? On that makeshift offensive line, they don't stand a chance. The Bears don't stand a chance. They don't.
S&B. What do you have? Just the thought of Chiefs Bears. What bring? Oh Lord, are you
Mahomes
paralyzed?
And Travis Kelce are gonna eat us alive. They're gonna eat us alive. They're gonna run through our defense like a hot knife through butter.
I mean, we have no secondary.
And the positive is that
we have no secondary.
Travis Kelce.
Without the secondary, the linebackers play like crap. I don't know why they're still playing Sanborn. It's time to bring Noel in, man. It's time to bring the kid in. Let's stop playing. That's what I was talking about, the ineptitude of these coaches, man. I mean, come on, we all see it, you know, especially if your secondary is man. Hey, I'm a Stevenson guy. That kid, maybe next year, maybe 2 years. But you know, he's making mistakes that are like really costly. My brother told me this at the beginning. I know. I was about to say that. My brother told me at the beginning of the year. I said, "Man, this kid is gonna be balling out." But no, he's playing out of position, and this is coaching. It's not him. Because this kid is
playing out of position. He's the outside corner. He's not a slot corner.
Oh yeah.
He's not a slot corner.
He's reaching for balls. He's reaching for balls instead of playing a receiver. You know what I'm saying? He's not even looking at the receiver.
One of those big plays. Y'all remember the first big play from Mike Evans? It was a legit pass interference that wasn't called.
Yeah. But hey, Mike Evans is a veteran. He knows how to draw that. The rookie doesn't know that. That's coaching. That's film watching. I mean, that's from watching film. He should know. He should have known. They put him on him. You know what I'm saying? They put a rookie on Mike Evans, man, a KG veteran, and they put the rookie on, but they had no choice. I'm not tripping because they had no choice. The secondary is depleted, so
our team is so bad. Our team is so bad. They're probably gonna let Nagy call the plays just because.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Sugar and vodka.
I hated to say it.
Sugar and vodka. So what do you have? What would you say about the fact that yes, we are playing the vaunted Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, but last time I checked, the last 2 games, you talking about getting their groove back. Do we have a shot? The fact that they've only scored 37 points in 2 games and they put up 17 versus Jaguars and they lost and put only 20 versus Lions. I mean, the receiving core is not that.
They were missing 2 of their main players against the Lions.
But they had those players versus the Jaguars and they scored 3 points less.
But still, they won.
True, but did they look like the Chiefs that we've all seen for the past 3-4 years?
Is the W.
You're right, it does. But well, to me, it does matter.
But they're gonna eat us alive.
The question of them winning
to me,
the question to matter to me is not necessarily them winning; it's them looking competitive. And are they going to look competitive after the week of turmoil and hot garbage and all the other adjectives you could use that the Bears have gone through in the organization?
I have a feeling on Sunday they're going to look as most competitive as they haven't probably in their entire career.
As of right now, the Chiefs do not have a running back over 100 yards. So that, we've given up a big yards to running back so far. Patrick Mahomes only has 500 yards. Only has 500 yards in 2 games. He's barely averaging 250 yards a game. Barely.
Oh my goodness.
He only has 4 touchdowns, but he does have 2 interceptions. He's thrown a pick in each game, right?
And they will make it up against us.
So you have zero hope of them possibly. Remember, it's football. It's almost like boxing. One punch can hit you any given Sunday.
But
any given Sunday.
Not this Sunday, unfortunately.
So,
even though I want to give it so bad, well, even before when I thought we were going to actually do something this season, I picked this as a loss. And now that I've seen what circus is going on behind the scenes and on the field, we're doomed. We are doomed, and I'm scared.
I didn't have the Bears winning this game when I did my preseason breakdown of the record.
Yeah,
I thought coming into this game, I figured it coming to this game that I figured they'd be 1-1 at least, but I did have them either being 1-1 or 0-2 going into this game. I think that I just think that because of football, you never know. I did have them winning the Bucs game until we saw week 1 coming to the season. If I would have put money on them beating the Bucs, but after seeing them versus the Packers, I definitely had them losing versus the Bucs. We both, I think almost everyone did. And this doesn't make me look any better based on the competition that they're going to see this coming up Sunday. So let's see. What hopes do we have for this game besides football? Do we have hopes that going into this game, Justin Fields, who ran for almost 1,200 yards last year, has only five runs that were planned runs by the coaching staff, which is people talk about regression. How do you not even call any running plays for him? But he ran for 1,000 yards last year.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Hold on. The hopes are going to be is that the coach is like, well, they said today, well, we're going to try to figure out a way for Justin Fields to be Justin Fields.
Coach speak.
It'll be like clear as day, because if we don't see any running, then that means they didn't change shit. They didn't give a fuck. And it's the same old shit. And we're going to probably lose 60-3.
So here, how about this? How about this for the fact that the Bears led the league last year in what?
In sacks.
The Bears led. They definitely didn't lead the oh, you mean sacks given up? Okay.
Justin Fields did. Sacks given up. Yeah.
Times given up. Okay. Times being sacked. I was gonna say the Bears led the league last year in total rushing yards. They had more rushing yards than any other team last year. If I told you all in 2 games that the Bears' top 2 running backs, Lord, just looking at it looks putrid. The leading rusher on the Bears, right now through 2 games is Khalil Herbert. He is averaging at this point. He's averaging 3.9. Before the first game, he was averaging 5. He has 16 carries, 16 in 2 games. That means he's averaging 8 carries a game. Justin has 62 yards. He's only at 13 carries. Roschon Johnson only has 9 carries. He's at 52 yards. When are we going to start running the ball? Last game, we were still in the game. Where's the running at? How do we go from leading the league in rushing to our leading running back, or both running backs? We have 2 capable running backs, just barely.
Roschon is very capable.
How? Because your offensive line is inept. That's how. That's how you can't run the ball. You can't. You can't.
I'm not blaming the offensive line for running because
you asked the question. I didn't answer. Only person that was last year. I'm talking about this year, right now. This offensive line, the one that Poles built from ground up. I'm talking about this one. I'm talking about the backups, even the backups. All hands picked by Poles. Remember, we cleaned house last year. We cleaned house, so we brought in those just plug and play players last year. These are hand-picked. These are hand-picked players. Paid by Poles, like real contracts. Unlike last year.
Yeah,
that's
Getsy
why.
doesn't know what to do with them.
That's why we're not running the ball.
How to utilize his team.
We can't run the ball successfully. Not with that line. It's just not happening. Only person I've seen that looks decent running the ball is Rojo, the rookie. And that's because he runs downhill. He likes to hit people while he's running. That's the reason why he's successful. But again, like you said, he can't be successful if they don't give him the ball, Chef, like you said. But that's the only one I've seen actually, even though the stats say that Khalil Herbert, that's what it says on paper. But my eyes tell me different. I'm talking as far as running style. Running styles, man, get a ball to that rookie, man. Let him run over people and through people because the offensive line is not helping. That's how he runs, man.
So what I've heard for 2 games is that you all could care less about anybody running the ball except for Roschon Johnson.
No, he's done. They didn't. Sugar Bobby said that. I said that.
He's the most capable too.
Both of you said it 2 weeks ago. Y'all said before the second game. You all said that we should just give him a starting job. You said, Anthony, you said, why isn't he not starting? You said, why is he not starting? And I said that we have capable backs. Both backs are capable. There's no deficit in backs. We don't have a weakness at running back.
Man. Check this out. Again, Coach Jeff, if you don't have a line, if your line is not moving anybody, if every time you go, check it out. Even play, first of all, I can't remember how many we had this year. Play action.
Not a lot.
RPOs. I haven't seen Jay Fields put it out, bring it back in. So when he put it out there, 90% of the time he's giving it to a back. And once he gives it to him, like you just called the stats, man. They're not 3.5. If you do Johnson, he's got to be like 3.7, man. Come on, man. That's inept. Man. They can't run the ball. They can't. And what I'm saying is, yes, I want the rookie to start, and the reason I want him to start is because he runs downhill. The offensive line is not helping anyway. Give him a seam, and he's going to run through it and over people. And it's going to take 2 or 3 people to bring him down. Once he squares up with that ball, it's over, baby. It's over. Am I the only ones that see that? Am I the only one that sees that?
I know. I'm the biggest Roschon fan.
He's a backup.
And have been since he's been signed.
He's a backup. And nowadays, nobody values the running back. So Khalil Herbert. So we get rid of Montgomery, and then we say, okay, we got Khalil Herbert. He's the speedster. He's the one that runs through. You know what I'm saying? When they block right, he runs through top. You know what I'm saying? Through gaps, the A, the B. He runs through the gaps. Roschon Johnson runs over and through. And once he squares up, Khalil Herbert doesn't square up. Khalil Herbert gets small. He gets small. That's his specialty. You can't get small if the offensive line is in your face. You can't. You watch the games, so I get it. Statistically, yes, Khalil Herbert. Yes,
I know that I didn't say that. What I'm saying is that we have capable backs. That's been my whole thing the entire time we've been talking about this.
I want to see more of
Both of our backs
period.
are capable. I want to see both backs featured. You can feature two backs.
Wow.
We're in a league where there are 32 teams in the NFL. How many teams have one bell cow, one toting running back? One.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I'm saying it doesn't matter, Chef.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Chef, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you put back there. So put the banger back there, man. I mean, you're gonna run two anyway. Start Rojo. Start him. They're not running two back offense. Matter of fact, since you mentioned it, if they ran a two back offense, maybe they'd have a chance. Maybe they have a chance to win. But you know what? Very few teams do that now. Very few teams do that. If you put both of them back there, or how about this? How about this? Put Khalil Herbert and a fullback back there. How about that? We're one of the few teams that still have a fullback. You don't even use them. You don't even use them.
I not disagree with you. The only thing I've disagreed with you upon the past 2-3 weeks is that Roschon should not be the starter yet. I've agreed that we need to run the ball. I said we need to run the ball more. Period. We need to run the ball. Period. We are 15th in the NFL. We're 15th in the NFL in yards per carry. We're actually, surprisingly, based on how bad our defense looks, we actually average more yards per carry than our opponent does versus us. It's just the fact that they run the ball more. The problem is we're not running the ball enough. That's my problem. So yes, you can go 20 personnel. 20 personnel means 2 backs, 0 tight ends, 3 receivers, and you can put both running backs. Like, what is wrong with putting our weapons on the field at the same time? Why can't we have Roschon and Khalil and Justin? And since you want to do RPO, why can't you do RPO with one and then throw the other one a swing route, or RPO one and then throw to receiver? Why can't we do those things? Why can a high school coach? Because
our coaching is inept.
Why can't 2 fans and a high school coach who played a little football in college? Why can we think of creative ways to get weapons, the ball, and the coaching staff who are professionals? Now,
you know why? You know why, Coach? You know why? You know why? Because we have an inept coaching staff. I agree. I agree. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a clue. They don't have a clue, and that's why we won't stand a chance this week, man. Do you think that Eberflus can outcoach?
No. Andy Reid is the best coach.
Do you think he can outcoach Andy Reid? Absolutely not. And here's the kicker: Nagy is on the other side. He's on. It's a clown show, man. We get to watch Nagy call offensive plays for Kansas City. You know, it doesn't get any better than this.
You're right.
It doesn't get any better, and they're gonna get the doors blown off of them. I'm talking about my beloved Bears. They can get the doors blown off of them, man. And Nagy's gonna be calling the plays. He's the one that's gonna be calling the plays. You can't even make this up. You can't make this storyline up, man. It's too good to be true.
We don't want to go too far off rail. What we're going to do right now is that's not time for that. So we're going to introduce another segment. We've got 3 segments. We got 3 hosts. We're going to get to everyone today. We're about an hour in. Since we started, we're not bad on that much time, actually. I think we're kind of on time. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to bring to you our next segment. Our next segment is What's Cooking with Coach. That's me. Pretty much
what's cooking, Coach?
Pretty much what I want to talk about in this segment is I'm going to talk about a segment, a group, a person who I think is cooking. Cooking means that they get theirs, or they should be getting more of theirs. So what group or person do I think is cooking? Now, we just talked about it, all 3 of us. I think what's cooking is the actual running game when we give our running backs the ball. If we hand these boys, these men, the ball, and we just deactivate, he was a healthy scratch in Deontay Foreman. If we give our running backs the ball, including our quarterback, we can shine. It's nothing wrong with running the ball. Now we're too pass heavy and we're not successful. If we hand the ball, the play action, the RPO, the boots, all of those things we want to run are going to be so much more wide open. It was wide open last year. There was a segment last year where we averaged 30 points a game running the ball. Give the guys to run the ball. There's no reason why in 2 games, 2 running backs have combined for barely, hold on, the exact stat. 2 running backs on the Bears have combined, the 2 running backs who are getting all the attention have combined for a total of less than 30 carries combined. Roshan has 12. Excuse me, he has 9. Roshan has 9 carries. Khalil Herbert has 16. How absurd is that? What's cooking is the running back group. We need to run the ball. I don't care if it's out of 20 personnel, 11 personnel, whatever personnel you want to run it. 2 tight ends, 2 backs, a fullback and a back, 2 backs and a quarterback with 5 receivers when we run a draw. But it has to be schemed properly to be successful. That's my segment. Now, I've been drinking a lot of beer today, and I have to go to the bathroom. So as we go through this, we're going to break down. Actually, I can't break down anything. So I'm going to let you all have it for the next couple minutes.
Go ahead, Sugar and Baca, do your thing. Do your thing. Because matter of fact, let me ask you this. What's cooking with Chef? What do you think? What's your rebuttal to that?
I agree with him, but I still want to see Rashawn start. I would love to see him start, and because I was excited, I've been excited about him since day one, since we signed him. So I want to see him start, and I want to see him do his thing. Because I'm a big Rashawn fan.
Okay, you know what? I agree with
Not
Chef.
that I was a Texas fan, but
I agree with him. I agree with him 100%. I agree with him. Let's do something different. Let's get the running backs the ball because they're cooking. But without offensive line, they're stalled.
Well, we need to do a lot different. The thing is, though, will we? Will we? It's like, okay, we're the corrections, but yet there's been no corrections. It's exact same thing. So where is the corrections? What are we seeing? What are you talking about? What are the corrections that you've made? That's what I'd like the coach to answer, actually.
It goes back to what you said last week. Consistency. It goes to, we're right back there. Chicken Vodka, we're right back there. You know, so we were just talking about what was cooking. And I agree. I agree.
So with that, for me, it's just the fact that we're doing the complete opposite of what we did last year. When we even through the 10-game losing streak for Justin, because he didn't start a game or 2 because of injury, we were running the ball, and we were in some games and we were scoring points. Now we're not running the ball at all, and we weren't in one game, and we were barely inching our way into another game. But you're not running the ball at all. You're not doing any quarterback drawn up runs. You're not even giving the running back room that we have the chance, and that's a problem for me.
I agree, but we keep leaving out the main equation, the offensive line, man. You know what? We can try RPO, but
our line is proven.
The offensive line is in Justin Fields' chest when he goes to hand that ball off. We all know that he's not the best at securing the ball. So if there's a defender in his space, and it's the offensive line. That's all I'm saying, man. I agree.
I could agree if they were. I would agree if they were epically horrible at both stances. But we had problems with offensive line last year, and we led the league in running. So it is possible to be a few things. You can be great at run blocking and great at pass blocking. You could be poor in run blocking and great in pass blocking. You could be great at pass blocking and poor in run blocking, or you could be poor in both. The Bears have shown, based off last year, with essentially the same squad, and even this year when they attempt to run, they're averaging 4.2 when they run the ball actually, that we can still run the ball. You just have to do it. The offensive line is not great at pass protection, but they're much better in run blocking. So That's pretty much that. With my time going away, I did want to just once again, just real fast, I want to say, please like and subscribe to Chicago Clubhouse Network, Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, to this show, the Midweek Bears Report. Please like and subscribe. If you're on right now, if you seeing us, you seeing all these lovely faces. For me, a semi-lovely face, and a very aged lovely face, and the lovely Sugar and Vodka, a very lovely face. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your cousins. Even, I don't want to use it because we have a young lady on the board. Hit us with the HBO. Help a brother out and hit the like button.
That's right.
Help the brothers and the sister out. Hit the like button. Subscribe for more content. For more content, please like and subscribe. That way the algorithm and your notification will go up when we go live. And we go live all the time. We go live three days a week from different shows. Like and subscribe. If you're on right now, it don't cost you nothing to hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up.
That's it.
Hit it.
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
Okay.
Real talk. Real talk.
Real.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
What was that?
That's the cue, baby.
Damn, T Nick. Must be bedtime.
That's the cue.
We're missing so much time right now, man. But hey, still gonna bring you all the best content we can provide to you all. Just real fast, just some NFC news. We're not the only 0-2 team. The Vikings are also 0-2, and every team in the division is 1-1. So guess what? Statistically, we still have a chance to win the division.
Yeah.
Every Ohio QB in the league is 0-2.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not even an Ohio State fan.
Just saying.
The kid in Houston is 0-2
it's
as
true.
well.
Yeah.
It's true.
We can turn it around. Yeah. I've been saying that.
I do have a question for both of you.
I've been saying that since
before we get to our last,
1975.
before we get to our last segment,
we turned it around. In 2005, we turned it around. So I know I was being facetious, but I know we can turn it around. We can with proper coaching and management. We can. I mean, I'm a diehard, man, and this hurts. This hurts seeing the national news talk about the Bears and not in a favorable way. It hurts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know about anybody else. Like I said before, I only have one team. I'm
a White Sox fan, so I'm going through it. I'm going through it right now. I'm going through it right now.
I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
I'm excited for hockey to start. I'm excited for hockey to start and see Bedard.
I want to get to our last major segment from our last host, or our other host, not our last host. Before I get to that segment, just want to, like I said, the NFC news and updates. The Vikings just traded for Cam Akers. He was starting running back for the Rams the past several years. He's now a Minnesota Viking because they're having issues running the ball. The Packers just lost to a very close game to the Falcons. That puts them in 1-1. The Lions just lost their last game, although they were down. They tried to come back. They're 1-1. And us and the Vikings, a team that was projected to be much better, are 0-2. So statistically, even though it's only 2 games, we're still in the hunt for the division championship, baby. Since both of you all had the Bears winning 10+ games this year.
That's right.
Our last segment that we're going to do on a weekly basis.
Let me put my clown nose on.
Oh Lord. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna intro it. You got time. The last segment we will be bringing to you all every week, and we're going to mix up the segments every week. That way we can switch it up and do something different. The last segment we have is going to be called Sugar and Vodka. Essentially, what C is going to do, the young lady from a land far away, she's going to give you what she thought was sweet, good about the game, and what she thought was bad. What made her want to take a shot of vodka and get fucked up about the game?
Yeah, not necessarily about the game, but
or just about Bears news, in general or the Bears' inner workings. So take it away.
My thing is that I want to talk about the press conferences and Eberflus. It's been fucking ridiculous. The way he just like, well, I can't speak on that. Well, I can't speak on that. Well, it is what it is. I see improvements. I think we're doing good. We're doing better, and I see improvement. I've showed him the good plays of the tape, which means he only showed 2 videos because we've only had 2 good plays in that past game. And he's proud about that. So it's like, okay. So my question is why are you not showing the bad plays? And then him is fundamental, the corrections, the fundamentals, the corrections. What corrections? Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Oh, and sorry, the sugar moment was about Fields finally speaking the truth instead of just following in coach's boring lead saying, it is what it is. It is what it, well, yeah, he was. I know. Yeah, it is. It is what it is. And just looking so down. He finally spoke the truth. And then all of a sudden he has to come back and re-clarify what he meant. Well, I think he was made to do that because they ate Flus alive right after he made those comments. And he was just like, wait, what? So I think that's why it had to be re-clarified. He spoke truth the first time. The second time, he had to go back and sugarcoat it just like Flus does. And be like, well, you know, it's not really the coaches. It's just, you know, there's just things. Instead of keeping, he should have stuck to his guns. He spoke the truth the first fucking time. And he should have kept with that. Period. He should have kept with it. And it just sickens me that he had to go back and be like, well, that's not what I meant. I meant that, you know, it's actually both of us, and it's more me. And just him having to like, it just bothers me like so much. And then the whole thing was like, oh, well, now it made it into a bigger thing because he had to clarify. If he would have just left it as what it was, it would have died down. Now it's like in everything, well, you know, the Justin Fields drama, pointing fingers. And it's just like, oh my God. And here we go. And yeah, and I like, yeah. During the game, I'm just like chugging like water. Not really, but I really want to. It's ridiculous. But
chugging water.
But the main thing is the press conference is just, well, you know, well, yeah, we're 0-3. Yeah, we're losing, but I see improvements. So it's good. So it is what it is. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, what in the fuck are you talking about? What improvements do you see? And that is my rant. Oh, my sugar and vodka moments of the night. But it's still the rants because the press conferences, and then I'm going to let that one go. And next week will be about something else. Something else and something new, which I'm sure it will not be hard to find.
Thank you. So that was, once again, our lovely Sugar and Vodka giving us her Sugar and Vodka takes for the week. Now, what I want to do is I want to delve real fast into some comments and some viewer comments and questions, okay? So I'm just going to say them. So I want you to alternate, you all to alternate. We're going to start, since Sugar and Vodka, you just finished your segment. Amp, I'm going to read a statement. I'm going to give you probably 10 to 30 seconds to say what you want to say to answer or to rebuttal the statement made by a viewer. And then we're going to alternate. You two back and forth alternating of comments from our viewers. And then we're going to move on to the next segment so we can wind this down and get us out of here, okay?
Got it.
So let's start with, how far do I want to go back? Okay, let's start with, hold on, going too far. I want to start with Frank, who asked, oh crap, I lost it. What happened? I just saw it. Frank was asking, he had a question specifically for sugar and vodka. And his question was, how did it go? Okay, I want to, okay, no, not that one. We just did that. Sugar, what is your take on our defensive line?
It's not what it should be. It needs a lot of work as well. It's not where we're definitely not monsters of the midway. We're like the kittens of the midway right now. And we're not used to that. And that is why Mahomes and Travis Kelce is going to just run right through it. They're not going to be able to stop them at all.
Bam. Another question from Frank, or a statement from Frank. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't read it thoroughly. Amp, but this is to you. He had a horrible line last year and still had a real good running game, not including Fields. Doesn't it matter if our line is struggling? We had a solid run blocking line. We just aren't running. So pretty much it's a statement. I'm going to have you rebuttal that. Frank is saying, even with a poor offensive,
I'm sorry, all truths, you know what I'm saying? The difference is we were moving the pocket. That's what it is. You know, when you're stagnated like that and you know the offensive line is bad, this is what you get. What we're seeing this year. That's the difference. You know, for some reason they want to tell us, Frank, that you know what, this is different. Jay Fields has progressed and he can. No, you can't move on until you improve. So if we have to go backwards from like back to last year and run like that, move the pocket, you know what I'm saying? Get him out of the pocket. Let's do that. So that's my answer to that.
Okay. Here's one for you from John Bowles, JB, from our Tuesday show. This is for you, Sugar and Vodka. This is just a question. If you have an opinion, go ahead about it. What do you really want this regime? The question is, do you really want, if Justin Fields isn't the answer, what he's saying essentially is, do you really want the regime coaching Caleb Williams, the star Heisman Trophy winner from USC?
No, they would ruin him too. They have no skills and they're inept of skilling. They could not work. And there's no QB player that we could have, no matter if he's the Heisman Trophy winner, which doesn't really matter. But anybody, they're going to ruin them. They're not able to develop a QB player. It's just not going to happen. QBs are like, I don't know why we can't, but it's like no matter what QB we have, it's just like they're ruined. Like, oh, they're so good. And then they come to us and it's just like, wah.
All right. Good job. Good work. Yeah, this is for you. Something that I know you feel strongly about. Back to John Bowles, he had a statement. He said he believes, I disagree, but it's not about what I believe right now. It's about what you believe. He says that Herbert is one dimensional. Johnson can run, break tackles, catch, run routes, and block. Do you agree with that statement? Do you partially agree? Do you disagree at all?
You talking about? He said that Rojo can do that. JB said that.
JB is saying that Herbert he has one dimension to his game as a running back, and Johnson apparently is the 5-tool running back.
You know what? Absolutely, I agree with JB 100%. That's what I said. That's what I've been saying. Absolutely, that's the guy. You know what I'm saying? Get him out in space and see what happens. Throw him the ball out in space and see what happens. He's gonna run through people. I agree with JB. Yes.
So we can ruin him in 3 years and not pay him and get another running back.
Hey, but you know what? What team is valuing the running back now? So it's not just the Bears. Let's keep it a band. Let's keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is valuing the running back anymore. So it's 3 years and go. You know what I'm saying? Let's get one in the 3rd round and let's move on. So yeah, I agree with JB 100%. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else we have. Let's see something that's not repetitive or just a pure comment. Nope. Let's see. Sugar and vodka. This is about. I believe this is a comment about Stevenson, our rookie from Miami, who is the starting corner. So Steven also said not a loss when the media asked him about Williams'
Yeah, I know the
resignation.
statement. I know the statement. Yeah, he's correct. It wasn't a loss. And I'm sure the whole defensive team knows it wasn't a loss. He was horrible. And it was like, all right, next.
Okay.
It was in no way a loss.
Okay.
And they're just, again, speaking truth.
All right. So those were some comments from the viewers tonight. Let's see if I got any more. Let's see.
And I'm watching Brock Purdy's like replays, and they look like so smooth, and it's just like, damn it.
He has one of the best offensive coordinators in the NFL.
I know, and I'm just like, damn it. Why can't we have that? It's like,
if Justin Fields played for the 49ers, never mind. Let's not do that. It makes me sad.
No, let's
it
not.
doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So let's go right. We got a little, I think we got about, give or take, 8 to 10 minutes left. We just want to go through these real fast. Okay. Our betting lines for this week's games as of today, the Bears are plus 12.5. Obviously, that would mean that the Chiefs are negative 12.5. That means the Bears are underdogs by 12.5 points. Obviously, if they're not at home. Also, they're ineptitude. And for the money line means a straight up bet. You're taking them straight up to win, regardless of the score. The Bears are plus 590. The Chiefs are negative 850. That means, I'm going to break that down. That means if you put $10 on the Bears to win, straight up money line, $10 will get you $59. $50 will get you $295, and $100 will get you $590. That's what it means to be plus 590.
That's what that means.
Huh?
I said, yeah, that's what that means.
Right. Just giving our viewers understanding how they do the betting line for money line compared to the point spread. Now the point
it should
spread
be more than that.
It's better than that than the point spread. The point spread is a little because the point spread is harder to dictate than obviously sometimes than the actual money line. The point spread that usually fluxes. Teams they call it bad beats all the time compared to the money line.
The point spread is more correct.
Yeah. So the point spread is plus 12.5. That means if you put $10 on the Bears that means that the Bears have to lose by less than 12.5 or win outright. So they win by 1, whether they win by 1 or 20, that's beating the point spread compared to if they don't. So $10 will get you only $9.62 betting the Bears plus 12.5. $50 will get you $48.08, and $100 will get you $96.15. So that means if you're going to bet and you want to win big, if you're going for the Bears, your best bet is to take the money line, which is the straight up. Now, if you combine all of them in a parlay, obviously it's a greater chance. I didn't do the math on that, but those are individual. And the over under for the game is 48.5. Amp, you're a betting guy like myself. What would you feel comfortable betting? The money line, the point spread, the over under, all three as a parlay, or what? What do you think?
I feel comfortable taking the spread.
Okay. So that means that the Bears, if you took the Bears, because you're not going to make any money taking the Chiefs on the money line.
Actually, I'm sorry. I would take the points. I would take KC giving up the 12.5.
Okay.
Absolutely giving up the 12.5, and I would take the under on the 48. So to parlay it, I would take the under on the 48 points. But,
okay. So I would parlay it slightly different. I would take just so I could try to win some money bigger on the parlay. I would take the Bears plus 12.5. I would take obviously the Chiefs straight up. So that's not going to give me a whole lot of money because I can't take the Bears in this clean streak because that would give me a lot of money, but I know I'm going to lose. Like there's no way that I just don't think it's too hard. And the Chiefs haven't been scoring. Even if they score a lot, even if they get to 30, if the Bears score 20, that's an over. So the Bears have put up almost just the same amount of points that the Chiefs have this year. The Bears put up 17, and they put up, I think, 17 in 2 weeks, both weeks, right?
That's right.
So that's close. That's right. That's why the over-under is kind of 48.5. That they're counting for the Chiefs scoring more points, even though they haven't scored more than 20 points this entire season so far on only 2 games. So I'm inclined to take the under because
that's a trap.
Patrick Mahomes still hasn't found a receiving threat. Yes, we know he has Travis Kelce, but the receiving threat, none of his receivers have really taken the reins as being the number one guy. So are the points going to come from running? And even they're not running the ball in bulk. They're running back Pacheco. He doesn't have 100 yards in the game. So if I was to parlay it, I would take the 12.5 plus 12.5 Bears. I would take the money line Chiefs, and I would take the under. Now, next week's game, I'm on my phone right now, and my woman just took the other phone, so I can't even give you what you would get from that, but I'll do better research. But just give you all the idea for those of you had an inkling to bet what you would get for taking the Bears as far as the money line and the point spread. All right, let's just go get right to it since we're in the closing this down. Your predictions on scores for this Sunday. S&V, you up?
45-17 Chiefs.
You think they're going to have an offensive renaissance, the Chiefs? Okay. Amp, what you got?
24-14.
Okay. Now, the crazy part about a score like that is that 24-14 can look close, but then it could not look close completely at all.
Right.
Okay. So since I would take the under, I'll play it like that. I'll give my score based on me taking the under 48.5.
Right. Yep.
I'll say, I was going to say 31, but then I have the Bears going a little bit more, but they got Chris Jones back, man. But are they gonna let Justin Fields rip it? So okay, this is what I'll do. I'll say 27-17 again. Bears are right in that 17. So once again, it can look close, or 27-17 can look very, a late touchdown could get you 7-17. Actually, that wouldn't even give me the point spread because no, they would. It actually would. The Bears would cover. The Bears would cover because that's only a 10-point spread. So I'll take the Chiefs 27-17, 45-17 as Sugar and Vodka, 24-14 Amp, and 27-17 me. Okay, that's what we have for our predictions.
And Brock Purdy is 8-0 in the regular season. Ah, damn.
You know what? This is although I believe that it's Jimmy and Joe's over X's and O's. I just think that Kyle Shanahan is so good at what he does and the personnel they have. He's proven that it doesn't matter who he has at quarterback. That's what he proved.
Yeah.
It proves he got to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo, a guy who in the Super Bowl threw a ball with his eyes closed.
I'm not a fan of him. And, I think he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. When they've been catching lightning in a bottle, man. They just been lucky, man.
And it just so happens that their team
got Mr. Irrelevant, and then he turns into.
Well, I wish we could get that lightning in the bottle.
It just so happens that their collective team is just one of the best collective teams in the NFL. So if your team defensively,
that's John Lynch.
And so if you've got a legit defense and you've got offensive threats and an offensive line, they literally have probably the best left tackle in the NFL in Trent Williams, the Silverback. Literally one of the best, might be the best current left tackle in the NFL. Even when you got a guy, Brock Purdy, who's not he's making the throws he's supposed to make, but he's not lighting the world up. He's not throwing for 450. He's doing what they've been asked to do with all their misdirection and zone and booting guys out. Like if you watch a breakdown, if any of you ever watch a breakdown of the 49ers offense, man, it's so much misdirection. Typically, the guys that Brock Purdy is throwing to, them dudes be wide the hell open.
That is true.
Out of play action, wide the hell open. Like it'll be nobody by him. So you're an NFL quarterback. If you can't hit somebody wide open, then you got a problem.
But look at that massive offensive line, man. Look at that.
Legit. Coming into tonight's game, the Christian McCaffrey was second in all-purpose yards in the NFL coming into tonight's game. I think one person beating him out might have been Bijan Robinson, the rookie. Okay. With that being said, I want to go ahead and hit up our sponsor, Morris Beer. That's the sponsor for today and one of the major sponsors for Chicago Clubhouse Network. I also want to once again hit our network shows and promos for us. So once again, Tuesday we have our flagship show, Chicago Clubhouse Network. Every week they have a guest. This past Sunday they had Herb, the insider for the Bears. Oh crap! Oh, I'm so mad. I just forgot Herb's last name. Oh crap! I'm mad. I gotta go because he commented today. I'm so mad at myself. I'm sorry, Herb. You a legit guy. Oh, I'm so mad. I have to find his name. I can't believe I forgot. Herb Howard. Oh, I'm so sorry. Herb Howard. I'm so sorry, my brother. I'm so sorry. They had Warren Sapp on this past Sunday before the day of the Bucks Bears game. Was him, JB Frank, T Nick, Falmouth Chris. They all interviewed Hall of Fame defensive tackle and Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp.
Right, Warren Sapp, and then
it was very entertaining. So if y'all missed it, y'all should go back and watch.
Please go back and watch. And when you go back and watch, don't forget to like and subscribe. Tuesday show, like I said, our flagship Tuesday show with T Nick, JB, Foulmouth C, and Frank the Tank. They had former offensive lineman for the Bears, Gerard Bushrod, also former Saint. They signed him to a big contract back in the day, which really ain't that long ago, but he's no longer in the league. That was a great interview. That was Tuesday. So this Tuesday, be looking out for who they're going to bring on. Former Bear, most likely, or for somebody within the world of football to review this past week in sports and just to talk and to shoot the shit. Don't forget, on Sunday, I think it's Sunday or Monday. Sunday, if you're a baseball fan, if you're a Sox fan or a Cubs fan, tune in to Plunk, where we have Emilio Bucks and Kristen. Oh my goodness. I can't even get the words out. They are avid Chicago White Sox and Chicago Cubs fans, and they talk about the world of baseball. Can the Cubs get to the playoffs? Why are the White Sox the laughing stock of the AL?
The
So
Cubs
bad.
ain't any. The Cubs
They're
ain't
not
any
the
better.
laughing stock.
They're both
They're
the laughing
not the
stock.
laughing stock, though.
You're
But
right.
continue, please.
Pretty damn close.
They're both like the Cubs and White Sox are here. Nobody's doing shit. I
I don't know about that. I'm not a Cubs fan.
They're both trash.
They're imploding as we speak.
Fuck
They
the
went into last weekend.
The scrubs. Fuck the scrubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's not get into that. Let's not talk about the Sox. Let's not do that.
Don't forget to tune in to us every Thursday, typically at 6 o'clock Eastern time, Central time, 6 o'clock Eastern. The midweek Bears Report brought to you by Chicago Clubhouse Network. Coach Chef, me, and
thank you.
Sugar and Vodka. Please tune in every Thursday to review the upcoming game. And last but not least, Fridays, we have Easy Does It with a man, Elijah. He brings to you just a sports fan. He may have a guest host. He may not have a guest host. He may go on for an hour about his disgust. He's coming to you with the show on Friday. And don't forget, in the future, hopefully by mid-October, Sherry Green, Cher Bear, will be back with us, our lone Lions fan. She is from Detroit. She has a show called She Said What She Said. She's not out now, but she's on a little hiatus. She'll be back hopefully mid-October. Okay. With that being said, you guys want to have any shout-outs before we close this out officially?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out just the entire crew, Chicago Clubhouse crew. Thank you. I'd like to shout out Michael Castilian, my brother who's watching, my other brother, Richard Stewart, and anybody else. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. You know, like and subscribe. You know, tell a friend.
We're giving you the best content we can provide from a next player, a super I'm gonna get this right, a super fan and a super duper fan.
Yeah,
absolutely. And we're not going to agree on everything. In fact, the point of this show is for us not to agree on everything, to give you the best content we can.
Yeah, that would be horrible if we all agreed on everything.
Oh man, God forbid they win. God forbid they win. So yeah, with that being said, I want to. I'm sorry, Sugar and Vodka. What you got? Who would you like to thank? Shout outs, anything like that?
Nope, no shout outs. Just like and subscribe and watch our show. Watch all the shows all throughout the week.
I'm just going to bring up the rear, clean up here a little bit just in closing out. Thank you for viewing. Please, if you're viewing it right now, just hit the like. Just hit the like. Subscribe, tell your friends, tell groups of people. If you anybody who you're on a fan group with, if they're talking shit about the Bears, say, hey, look, I got this show with these guys, they be talking crazy. The coach, he think the Bears are salvageable. We got a guy Amp who ran for 2 minutes and loses breath. We got a young lady, Sugar and Vodka, with the Bears hat. Tune in, they some crazy cats. They some crazy, let's say cats. Crazy Bears sounds weird. There's some crazy cats who argue about the Bears from last week and this week preview. Tell them to tune in and tell them to like and subscribe on all YouTube,
on
Facebook, and Twitter.
Instagram,
Preferably
everything.
YouTube. YouTube. But on
and
all
on
of
TikTok.
those and on TikTok. Oh, you still on TikTok? If we are, I'm definitely gonna get the info for that. So with that being said, thank you for viewing. Thank you, Amp. Thank you, Sugar and Vodka. It was a lovely going to war with you all for the last hour and 45 minutes. Hey, you're still making pretty good time.
I'm on TikTok at Sugar and Vodka, so
there you go. Oh, love it. And with that being said, our producer T Nick.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
Now, don't forget that when that closes out, we're actually on the air for a couple of seconds before it clocks out.
Wow. So keep it clean as possible.